Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. It's time to dive into some of these Alpha 4 Naval Academy missions here on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And we're going to take a look at Prove Your Might, which I believe is meant to represent your opportunity to build the hood and go up against the Bismarck and I would guess the Prinz Eugen. But I guess we'll see if that's what it is. It does give us a battle cruiser, which is what Hood was. And I'm going to see how closely we can build a Hood with the new updates that we have. So I'm looking at a picture of the Hood. I'm also looking at the design example that was used in the advertisements for the Alpha 4. And I'll throw a picture of that up here so you guys can see it. Obviously, their design example had triple guns on the turrets, which the Hood didn't have. It only had doubles. So I am going to go for the 1941 version of the Hood, or the 1940 version of the Hood, which was a little different than it was when it was first built. And we'll see what we can come up with. So you can see there are some new options as far as the tower goes. You now have what are called antenna towers, which obviously don't have near the statistics that the modern towers do. I went with the most advanced tower available. We're going to do the same with the front tower. And we're just going to see how this works as far as getting the guns on this thing. I believe we're looking at 15-inch guns. I'm just looking at my specs here. Yeah. So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between a couple of different screens. I'm starting by modeling off of the example version of the ship that is shown in the Alpha 4 update, and then from there I'm going to compare it to the pictures of the Hood and the specs of the Hood to see how it looks. I am, however, going to go with the double 5-inch or 15-inch guns rather than the triples to keep it a little more historically accurate. Although I may regret that in the actual fight. All right, and then we're going to have, I guess we'll go with the tall funnel 4. I'm just kind of looking here. Want to make sure these things are even. And that may not be an option for us. We're going to have to go with a different one to be able to get them where we want them. Oh, maybe not. Just not going to allow that. All right, so we're going to be somewhat restricted by the location on the funnels. I'll go as far over as I can. It looks like to be about it. Okay, so beyond that, then of course we would be dealing with secondaries. And I'll go in and place those, and then we'll start looking at armor and some of the other specs. Okay, so of course, being the Hood, our big concern is this super thin deck armor, only 3 inches. And that, of course, left her really vulnerable to plunging fire, which is exactly what appears to have happened with that lucky shot from the Bismarck that took Hood down. So that obviously is going to be a problem. I did have 21-inch torpedo tubes. I can only go up to 20 with the technology that I have here. And 30 knots of speed. Actually was a little slower than, or a little faster than that in its initial build. It was slower afterwards. I'm just kind of looking at some of these stats here. It's 32 knots in 1920, only 30 knots in 1941. So we've gone with 30. The stuff that I didn't find specs for, and I didn't study in great detail, I just kind of looked over the basics. I just went with the best on some, so rangefinders, electro-hydro turrets, auto-reloading, etc. I've obviously got a lot more money available to me that I could really beef this thing up, but I want to try and take it out for a spin as is. And then if we're not able to complete the mission, we're going to do it by bulking this sucker up and seeing what else we can do. So we're going to have to throw this back a little bit to get the weight offset, but it's not bad. I didn't put the secondaries on here because after the refit, obviously with the advent of aircraft carriers and the air power, It mostly, they took a lot of the secondaries off and went to anti-aircraft guns. And as we don't really have a need for those, it did have 12 single 5.5-inch secondary guns, and I suppose we could throw some on there. I'm not going to necessarily look and see where they were, but there'd be 6 on each side, if that's even something we can really kind of do, and I'm not sure that it is without having to change some things. So we'll throw a couple on there over there. That's at least going to get us 4 of them. So there's that. So let's go ahead and take this thing out for a spin, see what happens. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to protect 11 transports. We've got 2 destroyers, and we've got the battleship and the heavy cruiser to take down. I'm really curious to see what it's going to call those ships, if it will actually make them Bismarck and Prince Eugen, or if it's just going to have them be something random. But we're going to find out just as soon as we get going here. There is our nemesis. You can see the size of the guns on that thing. Ew boy. And all those secondaries as well. Oh my goodness gracious. I haven't seen the accompanying ship yet. And I don't think we have the range to hit him from here. So we can't control the transports, obviously. I want to get the destroyers out on the other side, though. And I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting through these guys as best I can. We've got to keep alive my battle cruiser, sink the battleship, and keep it alive 70% of the transport. So I don't have to sink the heavy cruiser, and I don't have to protect all of the transports. And I have no idea why Hood is going to go that way instead of going right through there. But okay. All right, we've made contact, and we are in range. So now comes the fun. And I got to be super careful because this guy lands a couple of hits on me and I am toast. And I'm really not sure exactly how well my guns are going to do. We do see both ships now. And here comes his first fire coming in on me. I'm going to slow this thing down to regular speed. So there's his armored cruiser. Also pretty heavily armored with secondaries. These things are both beefed up pretty good. Is he firing HE shells on me? I think he might be. Come on, Hood. Don't get hooded, please. Wouldn't that be the most ironic of things if that's what happened? And it certainly could with this thin deck armor I've got. Alright, we gotta change the angle just a hair so we can get those rear guns firing. I'm going to need all the firepower I can get. Oh, he's going after my destroyers first. Get out here and screen for me, boys. What's our distance? It's 23.5 kilometers right now. We're locked. Don't have a ton of shells, only about a 3% chance to hit right now, and I'm going to need a lot of hits. We're going to have to start hoping to get lucky right off the bat. Yeah, I think we'll stay at double speed for now. I get nervous with every single one of his shots right now. Honestly, I'm probably better to close the distance some, because then maybe it's... Oh, wow. I got lucky on the angle on that one. Because then it's less about plunging fire, more about maybe my belt armor at least. Although I went with the rangefinder that is best at range, so I don't want to get too close because then I lose some of that. No hits so far on either side, although he's definitely got the range. He's been hitting me. It's just they've been deflecting so far. He's zeroed in on me. I'm up to 6% now. Are my rear turrets getting the angle? It looks like they must be. Oh, I'm on fire. I took a 16-inch hit over penetration. Thankfully, it didn't do more damage than that. Ooh, there's another one. We're not going to be able to take those forever. We got to start getting hits. He's pretty much full-on broadside to me. And I can't hit anything. At least not yet. And I feel like he's got the range on me. Hopefully I can stay alive long enough to identify him, because I want to see if they called this thing Bismarck. Oh man, that's a lot of firepower coming at me. I don't know why I keep trying to double click on his to see my ship. Oh. Not real bad on the damage so far. I feel like the angle's helping me. I gotta keep turning toward him a little bit. Oh, there's a hit. There's partial penetration, but it was a hit. Where are my destroyers? Oh. I sent them going. Oh, that was a big hit. I sent them going that way, and then I just kind of forgot about them. That wasn't real smart of me, because I didn't like the side they were screening on. All right, what do we get? We got an overpen that time. I might just start with some HE. Oh, that was funny. As soon as I clicked on HE, the rear changed to an HE. So I've got kind of a mix coming at him this time. There's the HE shells. And they did nothing. They were both blocked completely, so unless I land them on top of him, if they hit the side, they're not going to do anything. He just got another hit on me. I'm down to 88% already. Yeah, I'll probably have to stick with AP. Alright, we might need to send those destroyers up there to try and get something going. Looks like they're already headed that way. He's got his secondaries firing on me now. Oh boy. There goes one of my funnels. Oh, it's the Tirpitz. So it's the sister ship of the Bismarck. Ah, man. Just can't do anything. I've got heavy shells. Super heavy weren't available to me. I think Tirpitz was sunk by a British bomber, actually. It was a Lancaster bomber. Oh. Come on, guys, let's get some hits. I'm just already thinking about what I may have to do to build a ship that can win this mission, because obviously Hood, as designed, is probably not it. But I had some room. I had some money still available to me that I didn't use because I was trying to go with the historical version of the ship, or at least a similar. But man, I'm slamming into the side of this ship and doing nothing. I'm just not causing any damage. Although, at least in some cases, he's not doing that. Tirpitz has got 26 knots. It's not particularly fast. It's got those 16-inch guns, 11 inches of armor, so it's really not any much better than mine. And we are causing some damage. Up to 21% hit chance. We're only at 11 kilometers now. I'm hoping that kind of negates some of the issues I would have with plunging fire on my deck. I just want to see the HP a little bit longer here. Oh, he's firing on my destroyers now. Come on, get some torpedoes in the water on this guy. The HE's causing fires, but I don't think it's causing damage to speak of. Oh, there's a torpedo hit, but it didn't do much damage. That was basically worthless. It did hardly anything at all. 59 damage. And he just sank my first destroyer. Not sure that this version of the hood can get the job done, but we're going to keep going. We'll stick it out and see. We are starting to see some progress on the Tirpitz. We got it down to 88%. What I'd love to do would be to knock out his tower or something that affects his ability to hit me. Just not enough with these 15-inch guns. Gonna need a little more firepower to hit this guy. You can see 25 shots completely blocked, 5 ricochets, only 7 penetration for a total of 111 damage. This is really, really weak. Penetrations. He's about to finish off my other destroyer. Man. I just feel like I'm shooting spitballs here. I'm gonna have to try and go in close and see if I can maybe get lucky with some penetration. There goes my other destroyer. Oh, he's dodging torpedoes. All right, let's try HE real quick. Now that we've got this angle on him, see if we can land something on top with HE. No, nothing. Keep coming straight at him because I feel like I'm gonna have to build a better ship to win this battle. I just can't cause enough damage. Hey, there we go. Got him down to 80. I'm at 78. I almost wonder if I shouldn't have gone after his light cruiser or his heavy cruiser just to take it out of the equation. knowing how badly it was gonna, or how long it was gonna take to be able to bring this guy down. Thinking maybe there'd be a quick kill on that heavy cruiser that would allow me to even the odds a little bit. And that was some bad hits for me on me. Coming straight at him now. All right, I'm going to go after this heavy cruiser briefly from this distance because I'm curious to see just what I might be able to do. Actually, I'm going to stay at that angle because I don't want to have to turn my guns. We got to hit him first, though. We're going to take some bad hits now that we're in this close. Wow, I still haven't even hit him at 4 kilometers. I'm almost running this like a suicide mission at this point just because I know I'm probably not going to do it on this round. Come on, can we get a hit on this guy at least? Besides with my secondaries. There we go. So you can see at least getting a little quicker damage against him. I'll do one more round of HE, although I may not last too much longer. Ooh, yeah. You're getting big hits on me now. Won't take much more. And I still can't hit him. I would restart now, but I think it's only fair to let him get the kill. We'll slow it down to let him get it in full time. Things were pretty even back and forth as long as I was at distance. So I feel like a little more firepower, a little better armor. I can take this guy. Just not going to do it with the hood as constructed, that's all. There it is. Okay, here we go. Back to the drawing board. So first things first, get rid of those guns. We'll stay with 2-barrel, but we're gonna go up to 18s. We're not gonna do it on those barbettes though, are we? We need the huge superimposed barbette. To hold the 18-inch guns. We'll at least try to be somewhat aesthetically pleasing with these. Although, let me look. 17s are Mark IIIs. At 20,000, they're 1.8%. These are 1.4. Nah, I want the 18s. Can't get another one up there. We might have to move this whole mess backward to make this happen. Oh, we can't. Darn it. Okay. Does that mean I'm only putting one on the front? Now we're overweight too, so we're going to have some issues there. And I have Krupp 3, which is the best I can do. I'm going to have to drop the speed down. Okay, so we've got the 18s on here. I had to throw this one back a little further on the deck just to offset the weight. And now we've actually got, you can see we go between 2.3 aft and 9% fore. So that's kind of where we got to go with that. I don't think that one can go any further forward, so that one's kind of stuck, and now I just lost it. There's like one little sweet spot where it can go. That's weird. Now it won't let me do it. It was there before. Let me put it back, please. There we go. We have to hold down the control button to do that. Okay. So we're pretty close now. I don't know why the port versus starboard thing is going on there. So I've got a little bit of weight now available to me. I took the radar off completely. That helped tremendously with the weight. I reduced the bulkhead some too, unfortunately, and the speed a little bit. I had to just to get those bigger guns. And I think we will go and try to protect this deck a little bit more if possible. Looks like we can go up to 4.5 inch. All right, let's see if that's enough to give us a chance in this thing. Okay, here we go. Round 2. Spotted in the north. We don't have radar this time, so he is over toward my transport, so I've got to be careful. Once again, I want to have the destroyers actually screening, which they can't do from the far side here. So I'll get them on the other side before I reattach them in a screening roll. Oh, don't hit him, Hood. No, thank you. All right, let's reattach them. Oh, he's firing on my destroyers already, even though I can't see him. He's definitely firing on me. I don't have radar, so now I've got to get much, much closer before I can do anything to him, before I can even spot him. Man, what a difference that radar makes. Yikes. Let's get a look at the reimagined Hood. There we go. Let's see if this ship's any different this time. It's got triple guns. We'll see how we do this time around. I gotta slow down. This time we're gonna stay at a distance, at least for a while. I do need to turn so I can get my rear guns firing. Although I love the angle like that, where they just bounce off. Gonna have to see when we get to that place. Oh, looks like they're firing. So we're probably good to stay at that angle, at least for a little while. Come on, let's get a hit. Yeah, we're getting close. We're not quite slowed down enough yet to where we get that uncruise speed bonus. Did I already take a big hit? Oh my gosh, I did. 2 big hits. He's got 15-inch guns this time. But he already dropped me down to 92% with 2 mid-deck penetration shots. So I've got a 3% hit to my accuracy. Now we're starting to get the cruise speed bonus. I got to see what these guns can do. We got a long way before we get any kind of decent accuracy. Oh, he hit me again. 81 damage that time. I'm down to 87% already. Here's a hit. already feels like it's going to be better than the guns I had before. Start getting some more of those. Nothing close that time. Oh boy, that hurt. 2 more big hits. Come on, baby. Man. Overpin that time. Maybe the 18s are too much. I guess we'll have to see. His other ship's way behind him this time. There's a hit. Yeah, I'm getting over penetration right now. Let's try HE. Of course, HE doesn't do anything if it doesn't hit. Ooh, that one hurt. That was a 4-inch. Oh, that was on the destroyer. That's why. No. We're still not going to get penetration with those HE shells. Helgoland this time. My accuracy is terrible. Wow, I just can't get anything hit. Come on. These are looking good. These are looking good, a couple of them. No, not even close. What is going on? Here's a hit. Penetration, bow belt extended. But again, just not causing enough damage. He's still just at 94%. Gonna have to toy with some other ideas. I might have to try the other option at the beginning rather than taking the one that I did. I just don't think I can get the accuracy this way. So looking here, I was on main guns and fire control. So you can see it should have been better with the bonuses to big guns and control station and rangefinders, etc. This is more about maneuverability and armor and things like that. Ah, boy, I just don't know. I don't know. Rather than trying to model myself after a Hood, I'm just going to build my own this time from scratch and see what I can come up with. Okay, so we're going to go with speed as armor. Oh, we got to change our explosives. That's not going to work. Oh, boy, there goes our cost way up. All right, so that may not work. We may have to try the ballistite. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to give this a try. We're using 16-inch Mark II guns, but I've got more of them this time. And I know this doesn't look real pretty on the back, but that's how I had to do it to get the weight as close as I possibly could without being offset too much. No radar, and we don't have the long-range the best rangefinders available to us this time. So we have to go with what we have, but I did beef up my armor and my defense. I've got better maneuverability, definitely much more speed. And we're going to call it the Hood anyway, because I want the Hood to be able to beat these things. So let's take it out and see what happens. All right, it appears he's going to run. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm not sure I've got the speed. His max speed's 27 knots, but I don't think he's taking the damage to his speed that I have, because I'm only able to max out at, it looks like 19.6. I don't think moving up flank speed is going to affect that at all. I've got two damaged engines right now. 17.7, still climbing. We'll see if we can catch him, but otherwise we might have to call it a day. There's a tiny hit.